You forgot about it. All right, chapter 6, lesson 4, solving two-step equations. Here's the deal. You're going to have to do this from now until algebra 2. Okay, so this is like something, a big, big algebra thing that you're going to have to know. Did you guys do this last year at all? Maybe. Maybe when I show you, you will. You did what we did the last 2 days, though, kind of already, right? Like the one-step stuff. Okay, so this is the two-step stuff. But before that, let's just quick talk through these to make sure we know how to solve these. Okay, so let's talk about this one up here. 59 plus d equals 146. What would you do to solve that? I'm not going to make you solve them. Let's just talk about them. Ryan. Okay, but I got to do it on this side first, right? So I got to do this side first. And I got to do it on this side. Okay, and then I get my answer. What about this one down here? What would you do to solve this one? Connor? Yep. Yep. And then you get d equals 8. That's an easy one. What about this one over here? Well, if I'm minusing 90 into the problem, I got to add 98 to cancel it out, right? So we're going to add 98 to cancel. Ooh. And then r would equal whatever that is. What about this one down here? I would have to multiply. I'm going to multiply by 15, multiply by 15. That one's easy. A is 30. Okay, so everybody remember how to solve these, because you're going to have to know how to do these to do today's. Okay? Now, I'm going to show you today's again by using the balance. Okay, because I think it's the easiest visual for you to understand. And I'm going to start with a problem that looks like this. 2a plus 1 equals 7. That's the one I'm going to start with. And really what this looks like, 2a really looks like this. Does that make sense to you guys? That's what 2a's really look like? Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it out again on my balance. I used to have a blue marker around here. Here it is. So my 2a, so here's an a, and here's an a, and here's my thing, equals. And then I got to come up with 7 boxes. 1, 2. Alright, so that's what my scale looks like. And they're equal. So my job is to find out what one of those a's are. You guys need a second? Good? So, if I want these a's by itself over here, what do you think I'm going to do with this guy right here? I'm going to take him away. But is my balance balanced? Because what do I have to do that side? Take one away. Now, if I have 2 a's and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, how can I figure out what one of those a's is? 6 divided by 2. And 6 divided by 2? Divided by 2 equals 3. So 1a equals what? 3. Okay. I'm going to do another one. Okay. And then I want you to start figuring out what things you got to do first, what things you got to do second. Okay. All right. Let's try another one. I'm going to use red this time. And I'm going to use 3a minus 3 equals 9. Yep, if you want to, you can. If you want to watch, you can watch too. We'll do a few extra practice problems here after this. Okay, so this looks like this. A plus A plus A minus 3 of them. So then I have 9 over here. Oh my gosh. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They look like circles after a while. Okay, so this is what my problem looks like. So remember, if I'm minusing 3, what do I need to do to cancel them out again? What do I got to do? If I'm minusing 3, I got to do what? Not if I'm minusing. If I'm minusing, I got to add 3. Remember to cancel out. It's like a negative 1. What do I have to do to cancel out a negative 1? Add 1 to it, right? So that's why I'm going to add 3 here, because then it cancels out. It's like a 0 pair. Remember we talked about 0 pairs, a red and a yellow tile? That's what's happening here. So if I added 3 here, guess what I got to do over here? I got to add 3. Still balanced now, but these are like taken away because they're canceled out. So now I have 3 of these A's, And it equals how many over here now? 12? How can I figure out what one of those a's is? Jacob. 12 divided by 3, and guess what 12 divided by 3 is? 4. If I put 4 back in here, it would be 3 times 4 minus 3 equals 9. Well, let's see. 12 minus 3, 9. So what are you kind of gathering here? What are some things that you have to do first when solving these problems? Well, what's the first thing you probably got to do, Zane? Take the number out. Worry about the number that you're adding or subtracting. Did you notice how we did work with that first and got rid of those or added some, and then we were done with that? Then what did we have to do after that? Do you remember? We found out how many A's or how many B's equaled something, and then what did we have to do? We had to divide, didn't we? Okay. So, good. You're making some good guesses here. Now, I have some steps for you. If you are a step person, you'd like to know what you have to do first and next, these are my steps. Okay? So the first thing we did is we found the variable. We knew it was an A. Then we did our addition and subtraction. Remember, we took some away or added some. That was the next thing we did. And then we did our division or multiplication. And those are the steps of how to solve a two-step equation. And we'll do some more examples here without the balance this time. All right, you ready? Okay, let's practice some. Let's practice this one first. So make sure you get this one written down in your notebooks or something as an example. So I have 3p minus 10 equals 8. So what do you think the first thing I should do is? Cadence. Remember, that was the first thing we did on that side on that balance. So we're going to add 10 to this side. And then I got to do what? Add 10 to the other side, right? Okay. Then this is what I like to do. I like to draw a line like this, and I like to bring everything down that I have not used yet. Okay? I like to draw a line because I like to do mine in steps. This shows me, okay, this is my step number 1, or in your thing it would be like your step number 2. First, here's the variable, step number 1, number 2, and then this would be number 3. And then that was complete your division or multiplication, right? So if we're multiplying here, we got to divide by 3 to get rid, divide by 3 to get rid, and guess what p equals? 6. Yep, 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 yep. Because it's like my p plus p plus p, remember that? And if I don't know, I can put it back in. Okay, so 6 times 3 is 18. 18 minus 10 is 8. So checks out to be correct. No, you don't have to draw it out. I just wanted to show you what it looked like, because otherwise it's kind of hard to understand what you're doing without looking like. The drawing confused you? Oh, to the actual thing. But now can you say, okay, I know that's when I took things away or put them there. This is when it was this. P plus P plus P equals 18. Then I would divide by 3. I just wanted to show you in a picture. Some people see things better when they see things in a picture first. All right, so what do you think I'm going to do for this one? What's the first thing you think I'm going to do? Zane. Yep, I'm going to take away 3. I draw my line. Here's my step 1, found the variable. This was step 2. This is going to be step 3. And once you get this far, you're going to divide by 3. You should get W equals, anybody? 2. Good job. Nice work. So really, it's a good thing we did like the last 2 lessons, because you got to do first, you had to do your addition and subtraction, then you got to do your division and multiplication, and now we're putting them together for the 2-step stuff. Yep, all together. All right, you want to try one yourself? Try both of them yourself if you want. Try both of them. We'll come back and we'll talk about them. Oops, I keep hitting that. Just because they're lined up different doesn't mean anything. What do you have to do to get rid of this first? Get a plus 11, right? Not 7, yep. Because that one you're going to divide and multiply later. Jacob, do you need a piece of paper? Something's weird here, isn't it? Okay, if you added 11 to this side, what do you got to do to the other side of the equal sign? To the other side, yep. Remember, it's got to be the other side of the equal sign. I've seen a few people do that now, and we'll talk about that. Okay, so if you're going to add 11 here, that's right, but where do you add 11 then? To the other side of the what? Remember, because you got to keep the balance in balance. Okay? How you doing here? Good? Something's wrong here. If you're adding 11 and you're adding 11 here, you don't need to subtract, remember? Alright, I see a lot of people making some mistakes here, and that's okay. That's how you learn. That's how you learn. Okay, you're going too far, so something's wrong here. Okay, re-add that together. Okay, so this is what I've seen. I'm just going to stop you. If you're not done, that's fine. This is what I've seen. Tell me why this is incorrect. A lot of you knew you had to do this, but then some of you did this. What's happening here, Connor? You got to do it to 31. Why the 31? Because remember, this is like the balance, remember? You're adding 11 to the same side then. Doesn't work very well. Okay, so you have to add it to the other side of that equal sign to keep it in balance. Okay, so don't forget that. So this one should start to look like this. Add 11. A lot of you got that first step. And then this is where you missed right here. Remember, if you're adding here, you got to add over here. So then you have 42 equals 7x. And now you can divide by 7. You should x equals 6 for that one. Yep, good. That's good. Yes. Yep. You pretty much leave the number with the variable alone till the end. You don't do anything with it until that last step. Yep. So then over here, what did you do over here then? What are you going to have to do, Connor? Okay, this side, and to the 30, because we got to do to both sides of that equal sign. So we have 6q equals 48 divided by 6. Q should be 8. Okay. All right. So you got your mistake corrected if you had a mistake. Okay. Another thing I saw too is you added here and then you subtract over here. And I have that in my other class a lot. I don't know why. They add here and then they subtract 11 here. I don't know why. Because that's like, woo, your balance is way out of check then, okay? So you have to do the same thing to both sides to keep your balance equal. How are we doing so far? Okay. Did you do this last year? You did? Talked about it? Okay. All right, so at least you kind of know what's going on. Okay, let's throw in a negative this time. Let's throw in a negative this time. I'm going to flip through here. Oh, I got a lot more coming up if you want to do more. Not that we have to do all of them. If we're getting the hang of it, we don't got to do all of them. That would defeat the purpose. So see if you can get these two right. And then I should probably do one that's got a fraction in it. I don't think I had any up there. I'll have to change that. Don't forget your negative sign. That's a big deal. Got a fraction in it. To go better this time around for some of us, you can do both of them if you want. Because after you guys kind of get done, I'm going to do one with a fraction in it, so you can have one of those in your notes too. Okay, somebody I haven't heard from. First one. Jacob? Good. And then what am I going to subtract 21 from then on? Good. So then you have negative 2x equals 14. Then what? Very good. And x is negative 7. Good job. Nice work. What about this one over here? Somebody else I haven't heard from. Let's pick a different color marker. Henry, let's hear from you today. Good. Okay, so then you got 4k equals 12. K should equal 3. Nice work. Better? Not hard, is it? It's kind of fun. I think this is actually kind of fun, in a way. Some people think I'm crazy, but that's all right. Oh, stop, Merrick. Let's do one with a negative, or a fraction in it, okay? Let's do negative 1/2 x minus 7 equals 18. Okay, so we're going to also use what we used yesterday because there's a rational coefficient in there. That's what we did yesterday. So you start the same way. Start the same way. You want to try it by yourself? Alright. You guys are always trying it right away. Start like you normally do. Take care of your 7. Right? Take care of your 7. Okay? And then that last step is exactly what you would have done yesterday. To the other side. We're adding, not subtracting, you goof. You guys try it? You aren't sure? That's alright. We'll go through it together. Don't forget your X there. Okay, that's... You got a negative sign to worry about on top of it. There you go. Yep, good. Are you sure? I'll show you. I'll show you. I'll show you. Think you got it? Checked in everything. Alright, should we try it? Okay, so first you take care of your 7. Okay, add 7 both sides. So it looks like this. Okay, then you have negative 1/2 x equals, I think, 25, right? Okay, so then this is like yesterday. What do you got to do with this? Divide by negative 1/2, right? Just like what you did yesterday. Divide by negative 1/2. So then it looks like this. 25 over 1 divided by negative 1/2, which should be 25 over 1 times negative 2 over 1, which should be negative 50. And that should be your answer. I knew you were. I know. It's hard to think about it that way. Okay? Okay? Same thing Kaden said. You were at 25. Yep. I don't know. Did you get 25? Did you get this? Yeah, you maybe did. So then if I go back up here, let's look and see if we're right. Okay, so let's put negative 1/2 times 50 minus 7 equals 18. So what's half of 50? Well, negative 50 would be 25, so 25 minus 7 would be 18. Okay. Do you want to do one more fraction one? Okay, let's do one more fraction one. All right, let's do this one. Negative 4/5 f plus 1 equals negative 13. So you got some negatives that are kind of goofy in there. Yeah, it is goofy. Keep change. Don't forget that. You got to subtract that 1. Minus 1. Keep change. So it's going to be negative 4/5 f equals negative 14. Okay? Got to make sure you got the keep change right, or that's going to be in trouble. Gets you in trouble. Yep, minus 1, Merrick. You're right. But it's got to be keep change then. Change. Yep. And then change your 1 sign. There you go. This should be negative 14, I think. Yep. There you go. This might be a big answer. I'm not really sure. You do. It seems like you do. Seems like you got to write a little more out. Yeah, this is like a decimal, like fraction. Dang, that stinks. Oh well. Come comes out to be a decimal or fraction. Depends how you figure it out. You could reduce, I guess, a little bit. Is that what you guys got? And then did you figure it out so it's like this? Yeah. Or you could have this too. 17.5. That works too. Don't forget your... I know, that's what I like too. If you do it in a fraction format, you don't got this goofy decimal you gotta worry about. That's the thing. So, you could have, yeah, you could have. You didn't have to, but it kind of turns out big in it. Okay, so seriously, don't worry about too many fractions on your homework today. It's a lot of whole numbers. Okay, so don't worry about too many fractions. I think there's only there's only 2 problems with fractions in it. Okay, is that alright with you guys? What's that? I'm only gonna have you do the odds today. So it'll be about